Hey everyone, my name is the Grotesque Feminine, and today we are going to get started with some gospel. And this is the gospel that comes from our Black mama at 7 a.m. in the morning on Saturday when she tells us to come clean, and then we're stuck on our phone because we don't want to get up. It is that damn phone. It's that damn phone that caused your boyfriend to break up with you. It's that damn phone that also caused an earthquake in South Korea. It's that damn phone, which is why your period's late. It's the damn phone for everything, but really, including the damn phone, it's the music. I know. Bummer. Boomy. Boomy. It's the music too. Because today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about how everything is a subliminal and all of the music that we listen to is rewiring our subconscious and kind of allowing our beliefs to correlate with the music that we listen to. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to tell anybody not to go pop that thing wherever they want to pop it or to go shake some whatever wherever you want to shake it. Hey, I'm not judging. I'm just saying it's important to use your discernment to determine whether or not the things that you're listening to is really making you feel good about yourself. Is listening to all this rap music making you feel good about yourself? Or is this just something that you're playing in the background? And think about it. Our subconscious, the idea of a subconscious are things that are happening in the background. That's why it's called subconscious. It's underneath the consciousness. Consciously, you're aware of specific things, right? If you touch a hot stove, you're aware that your hands are burning. You're aware that maybe you need to put an ointment on. You're aware that the stove is on. But are you really aware of the smell of the kitchen? Are you aware of your breathing? No, because these are subconscious things. Same with music. I try to listen to music with a lot of intention, especially since last year when I looked at my Spotify Wrapped, I basically listened to over 15,000 minutes of music. And all of this music that I was listening to, I could not tell you the lyrics to any of them. I really couldn't. And there's songs that I would listen to for like 2 hours straight. Couldn't tell you the lyrics to them. Because we are just looking for something to fill the silence in our lives versus actually enjoying the art that other people are creating. That could be a whole nother episode about like the importance of silence and why everyone's so afraid of it. I promise you that if you were to sit in silence more often, you would confront a lot of things about yourself that you probably don't even know that you're running away from. But separate episode, maybe I'll post that next week. But like I was saying, music is something that happens, something that is playing constantly in our subconscious. Okay, so every time you listen to music about, oh, my man cheated on me, but I cheated on him first. I'm out at the club drinking with my friends. She's so messy. We shaking this, shaking that. Oh, I'm making a lot of money. I spend it on racks and drugs and new shoes and da 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 da. You know, I like that part. I like the getting a lot of money and spending on what I want. But like I was saying, there are a lot of things that we listen to in music that are subconsciously thoughts in our head that we're not even realizing. Because why am I listening to music about women being scammers and cheaters and sleeping around and their man don't respect them? The silence speaks. Why am I listening to this? Like, this is so far from the type of woman that I am and the type of woman that I want to be. Why am I allowing this sort of speech to even like inhibit my ears? Why is this speech even coming in my ears? Because had I been around an actual real life human being who were saying the things and acting on the things that these rappers say in their music, I wouldn't be friends with you. What do you mean your man cheated on you and you stayed? What do you mean you're like hoeing around and you're sleeping around and you're spending money on clubs, you're spending money on girls, all this sort of stuff. This isn't even just like me dogging on female rap. This is male rap too. I can't even speak about the male rap because I can't listen to no man call any woman any sort of name. I can't listen to that. I don't even listen to male rap. That's probably a whole different conversation on its own. But from the female rap that I do listen to, And you know, I do listen to it occasionally, but I try to use my discernment and understand that when I'm listening to these things, I have to divide it from my subconscious and my own beliefs of myself. Because everything that comes out of your mouth also is an affirmation. That's why it is so powerful to say things out loud. To say out loud, I am beautiful, I am grateful, I am wealthy, I'm creative, I'm taken care of, I'm provided for. When you say things like that, you're speaking it out into the world, and the universe takes that and decides, yes, this is what she wants, this is what she's affirming, so I'm going to do that for her. Okay, so this goes for everything. Any single time you're saying lyrics out loud, like, who was it? I think it was Sexy Red in her one line for Sticky with Tyler. She said, I don't fight for my respect, I fight for blank. Y'all know what she said. If you don't know, go look it up and go gag like I did when I first heard it. Even just me saying I don't fight for my respect, that just like something in me is just an inner turmoil just like sparks up. I cannot imagine that line coming to my head, me writing it down on paper, me speaking it into a mic, me hearing myself say that again, other people hearing me say that and be like, yeah, that's good. Let's push that out. No. Why she took us back 50 years with that? Like they thought Sydney Sweeney did that? No, it was Sexy Red. Okay, it was Sexy Red. It was not Sydney Sweeney. Y'all got the wrong S over here, okay? So, like I was saying, everything you say is an affirmation. So every time you repeat a lyric out loud that does not align with the type of person that you want to be, you are subconsciously bringing yourself down to that level and not allowing yourself to up level and rise. And why is it that we like listening to music like that so much, especially when we're repeating lyrics and not realizing the weight of your own words? Once you come to terms with the fact that your words are so important, you really are careful what you say. There are certain things that I will not say, that will not come out of my mouth. Genuinely, I have not called myself ugly in years. I have not said I look bad in years, because I have rewired my subconscious to not even think that as a thought. That's like somebody coming up to me and be like, Merle, you're white. Somebody being like, Merle, you're ugly. It's one and the same for me. Okay, it's literally one and the same. So when you rewire your subconscious to not accept and to not believe certain thoughts, you literally cannot say it. Me saying, oh my God, I'm so ugly. That's a lie. That's a lie. Oh my God, I'm so unsuccessful. I'm not creative at all. That's a lie. Like, it just, all that stuff coming out of my mouth, there's no point in me saying it, because I think it's so untrue that it's almost like I'm talking about somebody else that's not me, because I don't accept that as my reality. And because I don't accept it as my reality, it's not my own truth. Obviously, I'm not saying let's live in delusion, but you are the maker of your own truth. You can decide what belongs to you, what is called to you, what you attract, and what you affirm. That's why your words are so important. And especially in these songs, when you're repeating things, you don't even really know what these people are talking about. And the fact that energetically, these are things that they have actually experienced, things that they're actually doing. And they're saying this with their chest, for lack of a better word. They're saying this with their chest and putting it out there into the world. When you repeat that, you are affirming that for yourself. It really is the music. It really is the music, okay? You listen to music that says, oh, I hate myself, I can never do anything right. Then you wonder why you're so depressed. It's the music. You say, oh, these men treat me so bad, I have so many options, I could pick which one I want to do, Then you wonder why you can't find a loyal man. It's because you're constantly affirming it out loud in your mouth. And even though people want to discredit manifestation and affirmations, you are literally doing it every day, but you don't want to see that the things you are negatively affirming is what's causing the negativity in your life. If you affirm positive things in your life, you will get positivity. Because I said I am beautiful, because I think I am beautiful, people see that and perceive that, and they're like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love this about you. You're so creative. You're so talented. You have so much potential. You're such a good artist. You're such a good poet, a good writer. Because I think these things about myself. I say these things to myself out loud. Therefore, people can feed off of that energy and replicate it toward me. Same thing with music. Same thing with any negative thought, belief, or doubt that you have about yourself. People can sense that, and sometimes when they sense that weakness, they decide to make you a prey. As opposed to nurturing you and trying to develop you, they sense that weakness, they want to prey on it, so they feel like a predator, they feel like a dominator, okay? They feel like there's someone who can take advantage of others because you are so weak-minded, weak in the heart, weak spiritually, whatever it is. And all of us have been there. I've been there. I'm not perfect. No one else is perfect as well. But it's also important to use your logic and to really pay attention to the things that people are saying. If you had a friend who was saying all this stuff that these rappers are saying, would you want to be friends with that person? And if you would want to be friends with that person, then that's a whole other thing we got to reevaluate, girl. Like, you got to do some shadow work. Write down, paper, pen, write it down. But really and truly, like, I listen to a lot of the music that's out now, and I think, wow, I could never imagine saying this about myself and feeling comfortable with other people perceiving me this way. Even worse, if I perceive myself this way. You perceive yourself as unworthy of genuine connections, unworthy of healthy sexual relationships, unworthy of understanding that femininity is a community. We do not need to all be in competition with one another. It's like, this be that, this be this, I'm gonna beat this be up. Why? That's just so counterintuitive to everything that womanhood is about. Womanhood at its core, in my belief, is about community. No one comes together like a community of women. Women will get so much done, bring so much light and sturdiness to a shaky foundation. For me, it is impossible to think of a society that runs on community if the community is not built around women. And a lot of rap nowadays, a lot of music nowadays, it completely destroys that notion of community, because we're always so competitive with one another. We want to see each other as something to conquer. We're all looking at other women like we're men. Men want to conquer women. Women innately and naturally do not want to conquer one another. We don't want to put one another down. Women at our core, I feel like we're very nurturing beings. In our spirits and in our soul, women nurture, they take care of things. That's why women are primary caretakers, they're nurses, they work in preschools. Women do things like that because it's in our nature to take care of one another and to uplift one another and our society and community as a whole. So I really do believe that women have somehow been conditioned to view ourselves as men when thinking of other women, because we want to dominate other women and conquer other women. And that's just such a masculine trait to me. And that's how I feel a lot of music is nowadays. I want to listen to women be like, I have my friends and we're all bad and we're all pretty. We make a bunch of money and we're all so successful. We're all so happy and I love this for her. I love that. I want to hear more stuff like that. Not like, this girl thinks she could get my man, but she couldn't. And it's always about the man. If your man could get taken in the first place, was he really your man? Was he really? He's not your man if he got taken. He was never your man. He was her man, his man, their man, God's man, everyone's man, but yours. Okay? So really, moral of the story, pay attention to what you're listening to. Everything is a subliminal, and your words are powerful. The same way that someone else's words are powerful, your words are powerful as well. So please be kind to your mind. Please take care of your subconscious and actively work on avoiding things that might trigger your past self and trigger your inability to grow into the individual that you know you want to be. And make sure that you're constantly listening to things that affirm the future that you know you're gonna have. Because remember, everything you want has already happened, so don't doubt it. And that's it from me, guys. Bye.